Ready? All right, cool. I hear this side, I'm not really sure what I'm going, but that's okay. Throughout the presentations, throughout the day, a couple hours, couple minutes, yeah, you will get into it. Right? So, welcome everyone to the Creative Networking for Brand Success, and we are all gathered here in the Vera Moody Concert Hall. My name is Chantal Bryan, and I will be your moderator for today. Why me I say today and we don't have a long time? Forgive me, guys. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic to be here. I've never been here in this fashion. I've been on that side. But to be over here, all right, you pray for me while I pray for myself. So I am just going to invite our lovely presenters to join me up here. They're in the AC. They're feeling cool. I'm telling you, I have a look fan, I look a pat, because up here kind of look a warm. But the lights are going to look good. So when you take a picture, it's going to look good. Don't worry about it. So on our panel for today, or our presenters for today, we have Miss Anna Smith. So as I call your name, you just come along. Take a seat anywhere, it's fine. An audience, as I call the presenters' names, I need you to do a little thing for me. Wait, don't come here, miss me. Don't come here. Just stand up right there, so. As I call the presenter's name, I need you to give me a warm round of applause. So we're going to do it 4 times. 4 presenters, we have 4 times. Ready? So, introducing to you, Miss Anna Smith. I'm like on the catch on. Have a seat, my darling. Have a seat. Next, we have Mr. Joel Numdarkham. Hey, una get it, like that. Right. Next, Mr. Randy Mack. Consistency is key, and I know you're going to hear that in these presentations. And last but by no means least, Mrs. Henka Watkins Supporter. That is it. Love that. Yeah, you come out here with your mugger walking now. Must see if I can try that. Yeah, I know. Right, so this is the final part of the final assessment for Mrs. Simona Harrison. And I just want to say good morning again. The lovely people on the top of that are marking and they're putting the little things together. But I know it's going to, Simone is not going to give you a hard time. We're not going to give you a hard time because all the presenters were ready and we are all here to grasp information. The experts are going to be connecting with the students, with the other creatives, and let you know that this business is serious business. Put some talk, put some money behind your craft, and let people know what you are about. So, I never mentioned something. Presenters, my name again is Chantal Bryan. I'm a former Mr. St. Anne Festival queen. I'm saying must always start with that, but put that in the back along. One of them time there, right? If you have any events, I would love to be your host. I dabble in marketing. I attend the University of the West Indies, and I'm studying integrated marketing communication. So me as a girl, I tell me I learn the things. So our first presenter for today will be none other than Mrs. Henka Watkins Supporter. She is an exceptional entrepreneur. She's a TV host, coach, author, motivational speaker, podcaster. Boy, the lady do all the things. She is the CEO of Patwa Lifestyle, and Mrs. Porter is gonna give us everything you need to know about the value of networking. So let's have a round of applause for Mrs. Porter.
Thank you so much. Morning. How want to do?
We're good.
All right?
Oh, me not supposed to answer. All right, we'll lock off the mic. You go on.
No, you can answer to that. That's okay.
Okay.
All right, let me ask down here. So how everybody doing? All right? Yes. All right, we sound kind of like we only drink water and I never have no real food this morning. How are you guys doing this morning? We're good. You're good? Yeah. All right, me too. All right, so I didn't even realize I'm coming first. I don't know why, but that's okay. I'll work with it. First place, right? And I love how you started. You mentioned, right, man? You mentioned, Chantal, about the fact that you're festival queen and all of those things. Let me tell you something. When you go in a room, let people know who you are. We have a thing about us in Jamaica, and particularly women, that we feel like we are not supposed to shine. Like we enter a room and we dim we shine. Because we think that persons are going to think, show off or whatever. So what? Show it off, right? Because that's how people are going to do business with you, trust you, know you, like you, and begin to work with you as a brand. Because believe it or not, you're a brand. So we're here to talk about the value of networking. And networking has come somewhat of a buzzword, even a bad word. People think it's all about, I have to go into a business event and, mingle with people I don't really want to be with and say stuff I really don't want to say and all of that. But networking for me is so much more than that. And when I just started business, when I just started as an entrepreneur, you heard, I started Patois Apparel. And I didn't have a clue about what it means to be in business. I never have nobody in my family a business person. I never see it done around me. I'm from a community and, an upbringing that's not the thing. That's not the thing. So I had to learn how to do it. And in my learning, I winged it a lot. And some of the things I did, looking back, I shouldn't have. I would even say I shouldn't have, but I could have done better. So, for example, I went around, and when I went to events, I tried to reach every single person in the room, just trying to get to everybody and touching everybody. And you wear yourself out trying to do that. And in fact, you collect all these ton of business cards. People still do business cards, by the way? Is this still a thing? I don't know. Is it? I don't know, right? So it is still a thing? Oh, whatever. So I don't know. I no longer do business cards. I just think it's a waste of my money and think I don't do it. I'm not saying don't practice this at home, all right? So I went and I would collect business cards and, immediately after collecting these business cards, I go home and I contacted this person. Oh, John Brown, it was so nice to meet you at Creative Networking for Brand Success, etc., etc. And I sent an email and I felt so accomplished. Like, yay! I got all these email contacts and I reached out and mission accomplished. But the end of the day, all of these people that I called, when I tried to knock on their doors, the doors now got open. They weren't opening because the connection I don't think was deep enough and meaningful enough. Because when you're trying, just like marketing generally, you're trying to reach everybody, you reach nobody. You really need to have a target. You need to have a niche. You need to be very intentional about who you want to connect with and why. And it's not just about what can I get from this person. As we go about networking, it's more about what value can I add. Because let me tell you something. When you are able to do for somebody what they want done, they'll be happy. Just psychologically, they're thinking that they owe you. Because you've done something for them, you've solved a problem for them, or you've shown them how you can solve a problem for them. And so with that, even though it's not the intent, but automatically decent people are going to think, I owe you one. Or how can I reciprocate? Oh my God, I called that word and my tongue did not tie. Woo! Things are going for me. So how can I, add value? And so I learned along the way. It really is about that. So if I go to an event with 1,000 people and I only connected with one person, for me, that's fine. Because I really want to have a genuine connection. And when I say genuine, we struck up a conversation and let me tell you something. Don't let people tell you, oh, you have to just stick to business when you're at a business event and stuff. People are real people and them have real issues and them have real things, right? That they want to talk about and stuff. Talk about them family. People love to talk about them pitney and them dog and them cats, right? Love that. Talk about that. Get to know a person on a deeper level. Because at the end of the day, it's business is about relationship. More than anything else. We make it seem like it's a dollars and cents. And yes, the bottom line is important. But it really is about, building relationships. And relationships are built genuinely when we are able to build rapport with somebody else, right? On a deep level. So it's okay. It's a big win if you go somewhere, if you even come here and you just connect with one person. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, and the thing is, when you are when you're trying to do that, you're not really connecting, when you're trying to touch everybody, because what is happening is I'm here talking to Randy, but at the same time, I want to go over and talk to Anna, and I'm not giving Randy the attention that, to be present, because my eyes are telling the story that I'm not focused on Randy because I want to go somewhere else. And when I'm with Anna, oh my God, I want to finish talking to Anna because I want to go to Joel. And you keep doing that until you kind of water down your effect. It's okay to be the social butterfly and wiggle away all over the place and fly over the place, but, be intentional about it. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. So I have some points I want to share about the value of networking for me. And, I talked about the building relationship aspect already. And I have some of my closest relationships now are persons who I met at some business events, some either motivational seminar, self-help, whatever, or business networking, whatever. Those are some of my closest contacts right now. In fact, I don't even know how to connect with nobody else. I need help, right? Because that's my thing. So it's easier because that's the first thing we can talk about. Like, you find something that you have in common, right? My other friends, you kind of try and figure out. Like, I have a friend from way back when, and she's my friend. Like, she's a sister, But, it's 5 minutes, I have left. Okay, thank you. All right, I never make everybody know so that, but yeah, I talk the things. All right, yeah, man, I got done in 5 minutes. Trust me, I can wrap it all up. I can be succinct, Where am I there again? My friend. Right, so she's like a sister and stuff, like, we know that we can count on each other for whatever, like, somebody in the family die, whatever, somebody need help, we're there for each other. But you see, to connect outside of that, like, we don't know how to connect with each other because she's not from the business world, and, like, we don't go out a lot and all of these things, But she's my friend, like my sister, one of those, and I have a lot of those. All right, so the value of networking is that you get to learn from others. Nobody is an island. No man stands alone, right? We get to share our experiences with others, and so they learn from us, and we learn from them, and we can learn from everybody, right? My point 2 and my point 3 are pretty much the same, which is the learning from everybody and sharing. Expanding your reach, you're realizing now that the world, that leaders are, they used to say that there are 6 degrees of separation. There really is one right now, and probably even none. Like, believe me, if I look in my thing, there's somebody right now I can connect with, I can connect with Oprah through one person in my phone right now. Like, we're always 1 degree of separation from that next person that we want to meet. You know what I mean? So, and that is what networking does. It expands your reach, and it also, as Jim Rohn says, you are the average of the 5 persons you spend the most time with. So now, careful when I hang out with, because birds of a feather. All right, show me a company, kind of thing. You get it. You're bright. You're on it. All right. It helps you also to gain confidence, right? By talking and talking. Believe me, people think that I'm an extrovert. I'm really, I think I'm what do you call it now? Extroverted introvert. Yeah, I am an extroverted introvert, believe me. Yeah, but by talking and talking to people and connecting and going places and doing things, yeah, you would hardly know. And of course, you get to stay up to date, because when you talk, them tell, this thing is going on over there next week, and so on and so forth, and thing. And the final one is networking helps you to increase your visibility, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You have a product. Could be yourself, we're all brands, and I strongly believe that we should present ourselves as brands. You have a product, and you want to make sure that people know about it. It's no good that you have something, you have a good thing going on, and just you alone as the best kept secret. No, you don't want that. You want others to know about it. And by networking and reaching out to others and building that, you are increasing your reach. So those are my few words in Jesus' name. Yeah.
The church say... All right. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Watke Supporter. Remember the applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Watke Supporter. Hey, I love that. But I'm now I keep saying consistency is the key. And now we move on. No, I have something to say. You said something, Mrs. important. That is very important. Don't dim your lights. Miss a girl, my bright. The lights, bright. But sometimes I do feel that I have to dim it down. So if there's anyone in the audience that feels like you have to dim your light, you don't belong in that space. So check out another space, find somewhere else that you belong, or you dominate the space that you're in. All right? Make sure someone make notes. If it's a pen to paper person, pen to paper, notes on your app, your phone, write it in there. We move on to our next speaker, Mr. Joel Numdarkham. He is no stranger to many of you. He is not a stranger to me. The man of all the accolades, all the things. Joel, the truth is, I'm not going to list them all out, right? But I will say that he's the founder of Project Mike. He's a marketer. He is a communication. The man do a bag of things, and he is my mentor. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joel Numdarkham, and he will be speaking about networking, a tool for brand development.
Thank you so much for that. Panelists, amazing people. Let me tell you that, we're busy, but we decided to take the time and come because we think it's important for us to not only motivate and educate the next generation, but to also share the expertise. You have some people out there with wallet and little experience what them have, and them don't want to share nothing, and them they don't wallet, and some of them not do turn out to nothing good. So the more you fuel, the more you get, and the more inspired you become. Firstly, Simone, I know we're supposed to reserve votes of thanks and them stuff for later, but like, you are such a super person organizing all of this. From branding to the look to the feel to the communication. It's a long time I don't want event where the person like, and then me careless with the communication. So I'm so me no respond quick, and I'm like, Lord God. And then someone is like, hi Joel, did you? And I'm like, oh, may I say? And then I start feel bad, so I not respond quick, and I'm like, all right then, I need to get it together. But Simone, shout out to you and the team for really putting this together. A+. But I've been tasked with sharing some information along the lines of networking as a tool for brand development, and that's a key element for anybody. Whether it is that you think your brand is small or large or an enterprise or whatever it is, there are some key fundamentals. And sometimes being in the space, I often hear people confuse what brand is from what branding is. Them things say the brand is a logo, and that's it, and two logo color. But there's so much more that goes into branding. Just to give you a quick insight in terms of me, my mentee mentioned earlier that I do enough things. So on the screen there you can see a couple of the organizations that I'm a part of. I write for Adweek, Social Media Examiner, and those are publications that have helped to build my brand more. And with millions of readers, little me from Jamaica, but if me never enough and position my brand, I wouldn't be able to write for these publications. So I just dropped that in there because you have to push yourself, as you say, Heneka. But let's get into the conversation. Networking as a tool for brand development. I want to walk you through 4 things. One, we're going to touch on what exactly is a brand. We're going to do a quick brand spotlight. We're going to look at the fundamentals of a brand. And then I'm going to share a little bit about my experience when it comes down to branding. We can switch slides. When you hear the term brand, as I said before, the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people is this brand color, this logo, and that's it. A brand, let's first begin with what a brand is not. So a brand is not only a logo. And in explaining, a logo is the symbol for a brand, that thing that represents a brand. It is not a product. In this sense, a product being something tangible or a service offered by the brand. And it is definitely not only a promise. And when we talk about brand promise, we're talking about something that forms a part of the overall mantra of that brand, right? And for me, in looking and learning from myself, because sometimes we go up on Google and we type in 2 things and we ask what is a brand, and Google tell us something, and everybody have freedom version of what a brand is. For me, looking at all that, I've concluded that a brand is a result. But what exactly is this result? And it's a result of several things. You're looking at the impression that you're able to make as a brand. You're looking at personal views that you're able to garner. You're looking at that gut feeling that you evoke from the consumers. You're looking at the experience that that consumer has with your brand. You're also looking at the reputation that that brand has set in the space. So when you look on Brescia, hey, Brescia, look here, no man. Brescia not simple brand, you know. But guess what happened? Randy started out with his brand promise, all the fundamental aspect of it. And now you see a bag. I say, I wear one bag with, and everybody asks me for a brush. I'm ashamed when I say no. When I say no, because she look nice and similar. So I have to go fix that. But by the way, I was one of his first customers. Calm down, yeah. The jeans bag with the brown. Yeah, man, original. Calm down for them, no. Yeah. And there are so many other things you're looking at, and most importantly for the brand, the term brand and looking at the result that comes from it is the story that's behind positioning that brand. And for me, there are a couple brands that are getting it right, but there's a specific brand that captures the art of branding plus what brand represents, and that's LinkedIn. And I'll have a quick example I wanted to show because there are so many moving parts on LinkedIn as an example. When you look, you see the fact that you can already recognize the company because of the logo. You see the circle, you see the in. You know, so once you see that, that's LinkedIn. But then you're looking at how their pages are structured. You're looking at the story behind it. You're looking at the fact that people are always first. And in something like this, for instance, you're looking at Halloween and the logo, they change it over to orange and a little witch hat, you know, to celebrate the fact that, okay, Halloween is happening, so we're going to play with the brand logo a little bit to tell the story of Halloween. There's a quick funny exchange there where somebody mentioned, you know, dear LinkedIn, he said, dear LinkedIn, I had a go at the redesigning of your logo for Halloween. Feel free to use it Sunday if you want. And they eventually responded and turned it over and then gave him a profile picture. And that's a social media team there doing that. And when you look at that, you know, LinkedIn as a company, there are so many other things secondary to this example here where the CEO, for example, is very involved with the organization, you know, positioning the story of the company, which goes back to the overall aspect of brand advocacy, internal advocacy. So there's so many moving parts of it, and I just wanted to share LinkedIn as one of my favorite company who I think capture the art of branding and brand development overall. But what exactly are the fundamentals of a brand, and what exactly is this branding thing about now, which is where the meat of the matter is. And when you look at the fundamentals of branding now, there are some key elements, and 4 of them that I think are important. One of them is the brand compass. And this is an outcome of the work done in research and brand strategy, where you're able to settle on the vision, the mission, the purpose, and the goals. So this, as one element, goes way beyond just having a logo, color, palette, and wake something named aesthetic. This captures what you want to communicate to people, and it's a guide to then build out how you want your font to look and how you want this and that to look. The brand personality is also very important because you're looking at the characteristics and the behaviors that are unique to the brand. So you go online, you realize, oh, Wendy's messy on Twitter. But that has become a part of the brand for Wendy's because, first of all, it's a fast-moving consumer product. So they can be funny because if people not like it, them still go buy Wendy's, you know what I mean? Versus another company that may need to tone down them thing a little bit because you can't get away like Wendy's, you know? You look at Orkin locally, which is a pest control company, and Orkin has developed a very funny brand personality with the cockroach them. So them turn the cockroach them in a people, our personalities, and them sell products because it's funny, you know? So the brand personality aspect of it is something important as well. Then you're looking at the competitive advantage, which is what exactly is that blueprint for what you do better than others, and how do you zone in and position the value, your value proposition, you know, that you're taking to the forefront with the brand. And most importantly to me, the brand promise, another key fundamental part of the overall branding aspect and discussion. Again, a blueprint of what you do better than anyone else, and you put it now on the proposition. So you look at the value proposition from one aspect, and you're looking at what exactly it is that you're going to do. So those are some of the key elements for me when it comes on to zoning in on branding. There's so much more than just deciding that you want to start a business or want to build a personal brand, and your primary color going to be green, and it's going to be one circle with one rose because you're a nutritionist, and then that's it. No, who are you, what you're about, what's your story, how you're going to help me become better. I think for the most part, in terms of my experience, for me, in terms of building that up, I've termed myself as a journalist, a marketer, and a social impact creator based on the different areas that I've lived and the career that I continue to craft. And as a result of mixing all of that, I've been able to work on different projects. For instance, I was introduced earlier with one of the projects called Project Mike, which is one of my personal projects aimed at amplifying the next generation of creators and marketers. I have another project called Black Kings Rising, which is aimed at building stories around mental health, education, family values with men. And I also work with a lot of brands. One of the prominent ones is Red Stripe, where I was able to curate this hashtag around creativity to help folks and younger people understand the importance of that. So all of that put together now is Brand Joel, meaning you can easily recognize me because I work on them things here. But I can get sponsorship and partnerships because of the branding that I do, which are these things. I have like integrity. Me make sense. Me make sense. Me talk sense. Me no go on Twitter talk foolishness. I try to use Twitter as a platform to educate people whenever I can. And all of those things, all things considered, then it makes the brand come to life, you know? And I want to leave you with a quick video. I hope the video can play. That kind of look at brand versus branding overall. And that would be the final slide for me. Okay, I don't think we have the audio on that, but I can definitely have this shared with the team and you can take a look. Okay, there we go.
All these magical things. Color, space, shape, tension, harmony, typography, beauty, simplicity. Then why do certain brands become
We can definitely have that one shared with the team. It's a nice cool video we can watch in your own time. Yeah. But basically, it captures most of the what I would have discussed in a nutshell where branding is concerned. So guys, Hennika mentioned it. We all have a brand. We all have a personal brand. And don't for a second think that what you're doing is not important. Or don't for a second think that what you're doing cannot translate to not only profitability, but real impact. All it takes is for you to dig deep, do not overcomplicate the process, and then figure out how you can then, through all those elements, build a solid brand for yourself that makes sense because you're able to time the story, the gut feeling, the impressions, etc.
Oh, I'm not going to do the thing. Oh, no, yeah, I get it. Thank you so very much, Joel. That was concise. It was great, and I do know that after that presentation, everybody in here is supposed to feel like a brand, and let people know what your brand is about. Remember the difference between brand and branding. Use it to your advantage. And remember, little integrity. I said little integrity, and it's trying me a while ago. I said little, and me and little. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you have realized that Joel had mentioned the different social media platforms. Youths, use it wisely. It's not just a chatterbag things. Use it wisely. Let people know what it is that you do. And follow people that are, in close alignment with what you do. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Joel Numdarkham, and he just explained networking, a tool for brand development. I just want to pause 1 second just to let you guys know that this seminar is really geared towards creatives and let you know how to use the power of networking for brand success. And this is all organized by Mrs. Simone Harrison. She is a final year student here at the Edna Manley College for Visual and Performing Arts. I just want to say thank you to the sponsor. Boy, I give what thanks already? Oh my God. The Edna Manley School, thank you so very much for allowing us to be here. And the School of Arts Management. All right, now we move to Mr. Randy. Mr. Randy Mark. Due to our two different names, but I know the name, but I look on them, I don't want to read the wrong thing. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big boss for Brescia. If you don't have a Brescia bag, you're not saying anything. I'm not going to lie to you. Me not going to lie to you. I'm going to say it already, I know I work towards one. So, Mr. Mike, Mr. Randy is a dynamic, multi-creative, and award-winning entrepreneur. He is a double poet, a scholar, and as I said before, he is known for his wonderful brand, Brescia. So, ladies and gentlemen, he will be letting us know how does networking skills for creatives work. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Randy Mack.
All right. Greetings. No, clap me better than that, man. Sure. Big brand there. A joke. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. It's an honor and a privilege to be here this morning to share. I think Henika and Joel covered some very important things that I can build on. So would have learned already the importance of branding and what is brand versus branding. And for me, it's interesting that you spoke about its results, Joel. I always move from a point of why. It's always about the impact for me. So business and as a creative, I'm never about the money first, right? So I'm always about the impact first, people first, family first. And so I start from that point. And I'm starting here because it's so important as creatives for us to understand who we are. And hopefully, and not just as an entrepreneur talking to you this morning, but also a creative. Most of you would know me as, CEO at Brescia or whatever, but I didn't start as CEO of Brescia. It's a creative company, but I'm also a creative individual. I am a dub poet. I would have been president of Jamaica Youth Theatre. My first opportunities to travel were because of me being a dub poet, traveling the world, performing at corporate events, doing dub poetry. I've been to over 15 countries performing as a dub poet, sharing about our language and our culture because of the talent that God gave me. I'm saying this to say, if you're a creative, sometimes we network differently. When we show up to a presentation like this as a creative, or when you show up as a performer on stage as a creative, sometimes that's you networking. We use this thing in the performing arts saying you're as good as your last performance. So Ryan, who is here from Rebel Salute, see your performance, shell the stage here this morning. Now, if you do well, then Ryan perhaps will want to meet you backstage and say, hey, what's your contact? I want to book you for the next Rebel Salute. That, for me, that is networking. And that's how I got a lot of my bookings when I was, pursuing or doing more dub poetry. So I ensured that I turned up in the best way possible. And so I have some words here this morning I want to leave, and I want to use it to guide how you use networking as creatives. First, you have to be purposeful. And tied into that purpose, as I said earlier, is your why. Who are you, brother? Why are you doing this thing? Why are you singing? Why are you DJing? Why are you planning an event? Are you just doing this for the money, or you really love this thing? If you're just doing it for the money, then chances are you're not giving it your full 100%. You're not approaching it from a heart standpoint. What are your core values? What are the things that you really stand for? What sets you apart from everybody else? For me, this is where you start. Because this affects how you show up to those networking events. It affects how you dress. It affects how if you're on time. It affects if you're firing scatter shots or if you are shoot sharp like a sniper. Henika mentioned it. Some of us want to meet everybody when we go to the networking event at Edna Manley, and that's not necessarily the most effective way to go about it. So one of the things I would have done when I was transitioning more as a performer to an entrepreneur is to sign up for the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship. I realized, Enika and my friends, that everybody I was surrounded with were all creatives. Sometimes as creatives, not even sometimes, as creatives, we need to understand our strengths and weaknesses. Somehow we just want to create, and we just want to create. If that's the case, then find some business-minded friends or colleagues or a manager around you can collaborate with. And I strongly believe in that. It's when I stepped into Branson Center, I started to understand how to put together properly a business plan. As a dub poet, So people wondered how I reach a Zambia and South Africa as a dub poet. Ryan, maybe I wonder how I reach on some stage over Toronto and UK and Birmingham I perform as a dub poet in Scotland and all these places. I was very strategic. But it was through networking and meeting the right people and putting yourself in the right place. But you have to know what you're about to do those things. Right? And so when I joined up for Branson Center now, it gave me access to the entire Virgin Group owned by Richard Branson. I got to meet Lisa Lake, who is now CEO of Burger King and all those other companies. It gives you access as well when you meet different people. This is networking. I was purposeful. I understood what I wanted, and I put myself in the position to learn more about business, but I was also connecting with other entrepreneurs. People who are now doing my marketing and people who are now doing my branding work at Brescia. Those friendships and partnerships were formed in those times. Joel, I almost stop the phone if I'm locking. Jesus. No, man, I take it like Joel. Understand? So, be purposeful like was the first P. The next one is be prepared. Before you show up to a performance, before you show up to a presentation, before you show up to a networking event like this, do your research. What type of event is it? Who will be in attendance? Be specific about who you want to meet. I get help right on the spot. Thank you so much. Be specific about who you want to meet. Again, we're going for quality over quantity. Listen, me just start using a little iPhone and I don't really know where the settings part there. See the Android that me used to, our friends may follow and I take up this iPhone thing. All right. Me go and struggle. Thank you so much though. When we finish, we can start out the part here. All right. Quality over quantity. You have to be prepared, guys. Do your research and make sure when you turn up, you're actually ready. All right, me I go on good. Me have 5 minutes. All right. The next thing is be professional. Now, for us as creatives, sometimes professional mean different things. Sometimes professional mean we're 1 hour late. Maybe that's because we're creative, we think so we're good. And it's fashionable and is a thing and we are star. And so it's okay, it's not. It is really not. And so as a dub poet, when people trusted me to show up for their events, Joel, them trust around they are going to reach on time. And they trust that I would have done my research to understand the audience, my friend. So you know what type of, if you have a catalog of songs or poetry, you know which ones to select for the audience. That's part of your research. Right? And professionalism is reflected in how you dress as well. So you don't show up for the people them corporate nice ballroom event in our shorts or mesh marina or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Again, we have to be purposeful, we have to prepare, and we have to be professional. Right? So very, very important. Understand the occasion, and when you show up, Joel, firm handshake. Make them, here's the thing. As creatives, I think it's easy to win, because people have sometimes low expectations of what to expect, from us. So when you show up with little business acumen, you show up as professional, you're well-dressed, them say you're firm handshake when them introduce you to the CEO or the managing director or the MC or the HR manager. You know that they're going to call you for other events. You don't have to guess and spell. So it's very important, my friends, that we show up as our best self, as our most professional self. The next thing is be present, and presenters before me would have spoken about it. Don't be in a conversation with one person but thinking about the fifth person where you want to get to. Be present. Stay engaged. Listen more than you speak. Again, it's not about you being an opportunist in the moment. It's about you understanding the person, because you would have done your research, you would have prepared, and you know who you want to speak to. If there's one person you're going to this event to meet, then you zero in and make sure you meet this one person. Remember, we're not fire scatter shot. We are sharp and focused like a sniper when it comes down to networking. You get me? So be present. Make sure that you're in tune, eye contact, listening, adding value to the conversation. Henika mentioned it. It's not just about business or you want to get to, hey, Ryan, me just want to get pan rebel salute in them. Then the bag of chatting and I just rebel salute, stage me want to hit. What y'all deal with? No, man, I say go. What value are you adding? Are you really ready for this stage? Are you forcing the issue? Can this opportunity really kill your career because you never ready, you never prepare, you never rehearse? Timing. You get what I'm saying? Get to know, ask questions, man, depending on which stage in your career you are as a creative and what type of creative you are. But regardless of the type of creative you are, these things, I believe, will add value to how you show up as an individual. And before my time run out, I have 1 minute. It's important. So when you gather all the 150 business cards and all the contacts, you will know what we do. You're lucky, so you follow up with emails. Not for we just take the card them and go put them down as figurine. On the desk or on the table or the dresser or wherever else. We never follow up. We not call, we not email, we not send a text message. We just feel nicer, we just done networking and we just done shell the stage or we just done do whatever. Brescia is where it's at today because we've done these things. We've been purposeful. We've been prepared when necessary. We've been professional. Whenever we're engaging people and potential clients, we're engaged and we never fail to do our follow-up. Don't come off as an opportunist. This is not the point to be asking questions and begging people for money and things. Don't break a follow-up promise. Don't fire scatter shots. Don't wait for your target to come to you. You know your target. You'd have done your research. Go for it. All right? And so that's my few pointers in terms of how we can, or some of the do's and don'ts for networking as creatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Randy. Listen, it's a mouth. 1, 2, 3. It's a mouthful, you know. And then you have Miss Smith. It's an extra mouthful, and I get, you know. Listen, impact, beautiful. You have to be prepared and you have to be purposeful. You have to know exactly what it is that you're coming with. And you hear me say, you got to meet the targets, yeah? Don't make the target come meet them because you do your research. Prepare and be purposeful. Can't say Mr. Randy never say it. I never say. What the word? Reiter. See, yeah, oh no, the smart. Yeah, the creatives are the smart. Now we move to Miss Anna Smith. She's a multifaceted entrepreneur and a self-described ideator and the creator of value. She is the president she's the president of the Eternal Father Awards and co-host of the Bank of Jamaica's program, Centrally Speaking. My ear woo-woo over here. That means you know about it. Mrs. Smith is also a partner in Dread and Dread Artist and Event Management and the founder and creative director of the award-winning In the Tokens. Correct? Me say it good? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Anna Smith making her presentation on making money and achieving success.
Good morning. Okay, Joel said the brand is the result. This is my brand. Me stand up and me stand up and talk. Okay. It's 10 minutes to after show. We're working at TV, so I know you know. I would like 10 volunteers, please. Quick and fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Quick, you know. Remember, say at 10 minutes, I have 10 minutes. I'm gonna like when people all up sign in front of me, you know, I start feeling nervous. Okay. Yes. We're the 10th person. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so what I really want you to do, I want you to spread out. I want you to spread from the screen and the last person out to the door, right? Okay, good. All right, so we're going to work with what we have. We're going to work with what we have. All right, nice. No, just keep it spread out, you know. Keep it spread out. Space between a COVID style. Right. Okay, cool. All righty. Coming to the point real quick. I'm going to demonstrate something, and you're going to tell me what it is that you observe after this demonstration, all right? So I'm going to tell this young lady something about networking, and she's going to tell her friend, and you're going to tell Chantal, you're going to tell him. You know how it does, right? And then Calvin, who's at the end there, he's supposed to tell me what he learned about networking. All right? Ready? What's your name? I'm two. You not get no breakfast? Osh. What then give 0 on the test? Your Bex? Okay. So I'm going to whisper it for you, okay? So she can't hear. She can't hear. Pardon me? Is that? It's like that, yeah. Okay. You see how news carry? Yeah. When I was growing up, this was social media, I swear. We couldn't WhatsApp, we couldn't screenshot. This was our social media. Okay? All right. And let me tell you how news carry. All right? Okay. A Jeopardy are going around this one. Oh, good. Okay. Watch ya. See the breakdown, yeah? You see the breakdown? You see the breakdown? Okay. Where the breakdown starts? Huh? Show me. Okay. All right, then I'll finish. Then I'll finish. Then I'll finish. Okay. Okay. Something's going on here. All right. Okay. All right. Let me go to him. What was the message?
Networking and financing and something about money.
Oh dear. What did you hear?
Networking and bettering yourself financially while branding as well.
I'm going to ask two more people. What did you hear? Because you saw the thing started, right? So.
I heard something about a certain brand name and working, how it will work out better financially.
Okay. All right, let me just go further up in the chain. Let me see where it really started. What did you hear? Let's say, MC come work. Okay, right, ask him. Okay, what did you hear? What did you hear? Come talk me, I have 10 minutes.
Something about, hold on. Something about finance. Oh, wait, hold on. I like.
All right. Okay, like what you hear?
In fact, networking is important to build your financial base.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
That's amazing, right? Because that is what I said. So what happened right here, right here, right here, right here? Yeah? What happened? Huh? Yes. Yeah. What did he say? Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think you have proved my point, or you have set up the basis of my presentation here. 5 minutes already. Okay. All right, so the first thing is that was a very big network, right? Yeah, I think the breakdown happened at person number 5, right? Yeah? So I'm going to use points that my previous presenters talked about. You don't need a large network. You need an effective network. Okay? You need people who can carry your message properly. Yeah? Because when you reach down to person 6 to 10, the thing get maga. Right? So your first thing, you don't need a big network. You need a effective network. Okay, so the reason why I was invited by Simone, big up yourself. Anywhere you're there in the world. You could have there New York, Paris. You know what I mean? Yeah. The reason why I was invited was because I host Centrally Speaking. But I don't know why she invited, because I only speak centrally. Right? I don't know anything about finance, really. A joke, may I make a joke. But I'm going to use an economics principle. Centrally Speaking is a program by the Bank of Jamaica that helps you understand economic principles, yeah? And financial principles. So we try to break it down very simply. It's a lot, but I think we do the best we can. So I'm going to use some economic terms to show you how you can expand your financial base. All right? Listen carefully, listen very carefully. So there is something in economics called money supply, yeah? And money supply has four basic degrees. M0, M1, M2, M3, M4. Remember that? M there is money, and the ones and twos and three and fours are just aggregates. You're creative people, you're probably afraid of econ, but econ is really about principles, right? So M0 is the money basically that BOJ has, that it has in circulation, right? M0 is you, yeah? M1 is cash and deposits that are easy to access. That is M1, right? So cash in your pocket, your card, your link, your jam decks, yeah? That is M1. Cash and deposits that are easy to access. Those are your friends, yeah? M3 is M1 plus savings, right? Short-term savings. Those are your M1. You remember who is M1? Friends, who is M2? Okay, good, right. Yeah, listen. M2 is your savings. So those are your family. Yeah? Your friend from a long time. Yeah? And M3 is M1, M2, M3 are long-term deposits, right? So an example of a short-term deposit are your savings account, yeah? An example of a long-term savings is investments, right? When networking, use your M1, yeah? Use your M1 and your M2 to get to M4. So M4 are those long-term persons that can really add wealth and value. Because remember what I said M4 was? M4 was long-term deposits, investments, right? Those long-term deposits, those mega investments, those are what bring the most value, but they take the longest to develop, right? Almost stay for time. 1 minute. All right, so you are M0. M1, your friends, your immediate circle. M2, you, your friends, your family. M3, M4, use all of those. That is your networking supply. So the only things that are not in your networking supply is M4. Those are your long-term, high-value people. Those are who you try to get to expand your financial base. So there is a popular saying that your network is equal to your net worth. Believe me, that is what it means, right? The people in your circle that can add financial value. Financial value means opportunities to earn, right? So remember that your network does not have to be big. It just has to be effective. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
My sister only get that right. So because my mind never did do what I do, Mrs. Smith, thank you so very much. Listen, the effective networking, you bowled me for 6 right there, so. I mean, we want to know people, want people to know our name, but then again, when people know our name, what value does that add to them? How are you helping me? And you're right, word of mouth. I was gonna start with the beginning, I was gonna say, yeah man, word of mouth is the biggest marketing you can do. But somebody said the wrong information. I'm gonna tell Joel, say, listen, Joel, say Randy, he make one bag and a bag alone himself. I'm not doing nothing else, but I be a bag in myself. And I'm going to put it everywhere and then I make ads on them someday. But you don't know what else. Have you taken the time to find out? Well, if you see Randy, you're going to stop and you talk to Randy. You understand? You have to be purposeful on both ends. So Me no say, mouthful, 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 mouthful. And now, I do know that we should have a presentation we're having it right now? Yes, so we do have a presentation from our final speaker. She's not here, Miss Tammy Chang. In the meantime, I can't see, sir. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just one of those who I cannot see. My God says I can't see. But I can't do that one there. Tell me now, darling. Yeah, that part of me ready for now. Yeah. So we are work with time. Yeah. So I'm gonna allow 4 individuals to ask a question. I don't know how you guys gonna do it, but you all are free to say, yeah, man, that's one the mega tackle. Yeah. So I need 4 individuals I'll walk. Yep. To ask a question, posing it to our wonderful speakers. So 1, 2. Over that side here. So 1, 2. We get that side. Anybody over here wanna sit down on the ears or not sit down on the ears? Me know say you want to ask something honey. Come on, yeah. You. Next part, anybody around there, so? I mean even got a shame I'm go around there. So anybody around the back? No? But we need one more representative from this side. So you can go. Me never see. Where? Oh, yeah. But you have to come up a little bit. Come out of the dark, my love. Up here, yeah, that's right. So, we can go ahead with the questions? Yes, go ahead, darling.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Crystal Allen, a.k.a. Dr. Allen. Anyways, so I'm in beauty industry, by the way. I have no business being here, but I like to write. I love writing, you know. I feel like I miss my calling for the Edna Mali, but my sister come September. Anyways, I am good at a lot of things. As I said, I'm in the beauty industry. I do makeup here, skincare, da. You know, I'm a Christian as well. I'm a mother. I speak on mental health, this, that. And the other day, I go up on my Instagram, because sometimes I archive things. I know church people, them watch me. You know? I'm a archive, so I'm something them. And me I say, I sit down and me I think to myself, and me I say, Crystal, who do you want to be? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be jack of all trades, master, none. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, how do I brand myself? Yes, I'm good at this, but how do I choose what I'm going to be? I don't know what I'm going to do. Say a prayer, Father God, what is my purpose? I know my purpose. I think it's to motivate and inspire, but how do I get that done? And as myself, I feel like I'm called to the beauty thing and it make money. But yeah, Ona can help me.
Yeah, man, I want to take it quickly because I was literally in. All right. All the way. Let me tell you. And all I want you to take from this is literally the bits and pieces and apply it to yourself. 3 years ago, I was very confused in terms of my career path. And I have 8 best friends, right? Yeah, all them scattered about the place. I go up on a call, I just randomly call them and I say, guys, big meeting, come me extra. So I'm like, big conference. I had a meeting with my friends and I said to them, guys, I'm a little bit confused because I'm doing this TV thing, but I also love marketing because it pays a lot. But I also like philanthropy and all them stuff there. What am I supposed to do? I want to start offering advice on social media. Do I create a social media for it? All them stuff there. My friend said, you are just Joel. Meaning you have one bag of things that go on. And for the last 3 years, I used that as an opportunity to experiment. Meaning the different things that I liked, I dabbled into them a little. And 3 years later, I am now firm in the brand that I have now crafted as a result of those experiences. And what you have to do is you have to bask in it because you don't know what you're going to learn from each experience. And then once it is that you know are able to arrive at something solid, you can say, all right, then this is me. So I was known as a corporate eccentric because me did in a corporate and me did eccentric, right? But that was the only way to capture everything. Me not dress like how everybody dresses work. HR and everybody try to come down upon my manager and say, well, am I getting results if you want dime hair blonde and in beard blonde at a film business? Because that was my way of being creative, right? And that era has now ended because I am now moving into an entrepreneurial space. And under every business where one give me 2 million or 3 million, I go want to see me in a 3/4. So I have to start understand without taking too much from myself. But because of those experiences, I am now able to settle and be like, okay, Joel, for the next 10 years, I want to focus on literacy with boys in schools. So my project is now solely that. Okay, Joel, I want to get into consultancy with brands. So I'm about to launch my company in June that focuses only on that. And those are things as a result of all the things I wanted to do 3 years ago, now culminated into something definitive that I can now settle on. I said, Joel, me want to travel enough, so you're going to turn this nomad and you're going to experience different cultures and countries, and that's what I'm doing now, because 3 years ago I told myself that I don't want to be in Jamaica 12 months for the year. But hold on to those experiences that you're getting now. It's important for you to pull from different things. Don't be hard on yourself. Experiencing is great, but at some point, you're going to see how definitive it is when you start suck up on certain things. So bear in mind that it's important to experience everything at once.
I would add to your point too, Joel. I too went through that. If you were paying attention, I'm involved in enough things. But what I used to settle on what I'm doing now, because we have to go through the phases. You have to. You know, if you are not able to make that decision, you have to go through the phases. But one thing that can help you to end the phase of exploration or help you to come to a decision on what to do is which of those things add the most value. You know, which of those things can help you span everything that you are interested in doing. And once you analyze it properly with the resources and the network that is available to you and what you can build on, you can make that decision. Just which one gives the most value to you based on what you see yourself being or who you see yourself being.
For me, it comes back to the core of who you are, you know? And sometimes we think that we must, or we have to limit ourselves and we have to stay in one box. Clearly, the box thing, and I know me, as I mentioned earlier, I am a creative and I'm a performer, and I miss the stage. It's when I come alive, interacting with an audience, engaging people creatively, but using it as a tool for passing on information creatively or educational purposes. That's where I thrive. And throughout the years, I've realized that the core of everything I do is about family. So Brescia is not just about, like you have the beauty thing, it's not just about making money for me. It's really how I see my staff, my team members as family, and how I use it as a way of helping them to develop individually and seeing the joy that it brings me when they can take care of their own bills and themselves and their families and send them to go school and pay them rent. No, I'm not rich. The Brescia not rich yet, you know. But we're making steps. And to the point where we can see team members now looking about them NHT and trying to get a little house and trying to get some for themselves. Yeah. Those things, my friends, bring me the greatest joy. And so I've reached the point where I realize that for me, it's about the impact. It's about how we impact people and improve families. And so whatever I do as a performer is how I impact the audience. In Brescia, it's how I impact my team members, my internal customers and the external customers. So the bag is just a tool. But it's a tool that you really carry the devices that help you to earn your bread. Not so. It gets you from point A to point B. So it's about how we help you to organize, to be purposeful and prepared. So don't knock yourself too much. You might have to sell the beauty thing if your heart is not into it. Or get somebody to manage it for you. Joel is starting a company to do different things. Brescia, I'm not the only person on the management. And don't feel any way if tomorrow I step down from management because me I'm no manager. I'm more a leader. Give me the vision, give me the creative, give me the ideas, give me the opportunities. If we can get good talent, and if you have a great talent at managing, at being a managing director or a general manager this morning, and you can work at Brescia, we'll take you on today. So I can go do more brain work, Joel, more visioning, more creative, and can go back on stage, go do my poetry. Yeah. You understand? So don't feel too bad. You get what I'm saying? All of them, it's a good problem to have, but then you want to collaborate to be great now. I have 30 seconds. Find people to work with who can help you in the different areas, right? And then decide what you want to focus on mainly. I had to put everything on pause to focus on Brescia for it to be where it's at today. But now, I feel there's an urge to go and do some of the other things I was doing before. Be patient with yourself.
Ditto, ditto, ditto to all they've said. And yeah, Crystal, I know Crystal very well. Drama queen. So what I want to also say finally is to embrace seasons, because you know everything I do. I have a podcast, I have a TV show, I write, I'm an author, I am a speaker, I am a coach, I am all these other things and a bag of stuff, right? But it's important to embrace your season. What are you supposed to be doing in this season? And don't mind who want to think that you are confused, because you're finding yourself, and that's okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Thank you, Krista. Yeah, right, for that question. But because we're not for time, we have to, make sure that you ask your questions after, although we have to hurry up and come out of the place after, So, I'm going to invite Mr. Everton. That nice man. I'm not seeing him.
Moving forward, today, tomorrow, together, steering to the future, today, tomorrow, together, building hope within a nation. That's our occupation. Great people doing extraordinary things. Big up Simone Harris, I can't hear you. Big up Simone Harris. I can't hear you. Clap her, no count they have a supporter. All right, ever catch me down a rebel salute for the rest side, don't it? Yeah, give me a round of applause there, please. And another round of applause for our awesome host for messing up my name. No, man, I joke. You never take it serious. I joke.
Come answer you.
Yeah, it's not Everton, but it's Everaldo.
Everaldo.
Crary.
Crary.
Yes, a pleasure to meet you too, and congrats for your achievements and all these things.
We are congratulating me for, but thanks.
Yeah, man, yeah, Festival Queen winner, right?
Truth, yeah.
Very good. I think what I'm here to do a game.
You want my help?
Yeah, I need your help. I need a...
You need to put a mic?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you can go over that side. Give her a round of applause, man. Great assistant. Good as. Them there give me an SM, but man, fine. So my name is Everaldo Curry. I'm from the band The Nomads. They call me Pukupu because I invented the sound. It's been 2 decades in the performing arts, doing it from Kingston College days. Yeah. Some would like to say we're the best kept secret, but I would like to agree as well. I would say personally, I've won the Prime Minister Youth Award for Excellence in the Performing Arts in 2005. Then in 2019, the Actor Boy Award for Best Supporting Actor in a play called Black Sheep. With my band, we were the head campaign sound for Puma and Usain Bolt back in 2010 that gave record sales to Puma's shoes selling skills. I'm trying to put in a nutshell, but it's very important. I would say, how many minutes we have? Not lasting, but one of my favorite things to talk about is Better Must Come, which is a movie I did in 2007. Played Sharpman in that movie, and it's a very iconic movie. And the coming together of that movie is basically everything that they talk about here. Just with the journey of getting into the theater. You know, I'm from the inner city of Franklin Town, so we had to walk to Tamaricum and all these places to be among the thespians and the actors. You know, the result was good because our performances was giving us, you know, the good feedback. You're as great as your last performance, XYZ. So, you know, in doing all of that, I was selected by, or we share the same mentor. Big up yourself, Randy. Aston Cook, he's no longer with us. Yeah, big up Aston Cook. Aston Cook saw my journey and, you know, he's a mentor, put me in Jamaica to Rotted, which is a play back in 2004, and it went for 5 years. You see me? So it was in that show that Storm Salter came looking for actors, saw me, and was interested. And then he was like, I'm going to do a show named Better Must Come. I only have the pilot. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. He's from Negril, a young youth from Negril. Come on, Kingston, everybody think he's a white youth. You know, I mean, I said, bro, I don't care, you don't have no money. I say, the film industry won't grow, and I'm like that. You're a director, you're forward, you're fierce. I'm an actor, I'm a full of actor friend, I'm fierce too. I collect the link. And yet about 2006, by the end of 2006, we did a pilot without no money. It was just the energy of the people being very committed. And, you know, it seemed like them have a consistency with the stories. So when it come together 2007, they did a film festival, and they get the budget, and we went to Sunday Park and had a very volatile community come together in the name of film. And we used everybody in the community as extras. And they were first-time actors. One of the lead actors is also a first-time actor. The protagonist is a first-time actor from the community. So it's like the domino effect, you know, is brilliant, you know, in terms of when you engage yourself with more valuable relationships.
Alvarado, it look like we have to go.
All right, we'll move on now.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hold this summer, please?
Yeah.
So now the game is, I want 17 people to come up for, yeah, that's what I said, 17 people.
All right, quick, that means that everybody in here. Everybody in here
after
come.
Simone
Yeah,
Harris,
quick
so
and
can us
fast,
get up and be
please.
quick. You're going to win a prize. It's 2 tickets to Back Then from JKP Production, Joan McKenzie Production, which I'm also the director for that play. It's a musical, a comedy.
Volunteer, please, and thank you.
And we have
Quick
2
and fast. Thank you so
wooden
very
turtles
much.
for you, which
Right,
is a souvenir.
1, 2, 3, yeah, thank you. If
What,
anybody get
group
answer
up
question,
on Miss Chantal's side,
yeah,
please.
right side of me. Yeah,
Yeah, go and group up over there. It's a
Yeah.
networking game, so you know,
Yeah.
get close to each other.
All right,
Rub up
tell
on the shoulders.
we don't
You're
wanna
going to
rub up.
hand
We don't
out
wanna
the
rub up.
letters.
Yeah,
Hand out the letters in your
Yeah,
hand
man.
to
So
each
just
of them.
all right. Just
Grab
take-
a letter quick.
just-
The game
yeah,
is
just
called
grab-
Scrabble.
Yeah, man.
Scrabble, so it
Yeah.
sounds Scrabble.
Just take one, please.
I'm gonna give you a word, and then based on the letter you have, you will have to interact with each other,
Yeah.
get the word formed properly, and then step out here and show us the word.
We
And
need
then
more.
I ask each of you a question.
We need more, please. And time, how much more? 4 more, 5 more?
Give them who sit down, because them want to come up too. You know what, when a wooden turkey, it's art and craft.
Everybody have one? You get a letter?
And the play is awesome. It's at the Little Theatre on
Yeah.
Labor Day. See me I say?
All right, somebody have got hold two. Yeah, hold it up. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Right, ready?
All right, our
Boom.
first word based on the seminar, where we've been going so far, we're going to test what you have been learning, if you've been listening, which is the key.
I forgot what stand side because we know say you have you
It's
have
in my
talking.
brain.
Come.
First word is brand. It's in my brain.
Oh, okay.
Brand.
So
Brand.
the aim is for them to scramble, make the word. So step forward. Oh, no,
After you made the team with the word brand, because I'm sure you can spell, you come forward to me now, center. Come forward, guys, to me.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
You're brilliant. That is it. Now, I'm going to ask each of you.
Quick and fast,
Quick
30
and
seconds.
fast. What are some of the effective ways
30
the effective
seconds.
networking what are some of the ways that effective networking can impact your brand in the creative industry? But before you do so, who are you and what do you do? Quickly.
Well, I'm Nanaja Brown, founder and CEO of Artist, to be the Caribbean's pioneering art dealer. So what I'm doing right now in final year, School of Visual Arts, and I'm literally doing the branding for that business right now. It's launching this May. So you can type in artist and IG and find me there.
Man, like that, like that. So the question is, what are some of the ways that effective networking can impact your brand in the creative industry? Is that what I'm saying?
Short and spicy, 30 seconds.
In the creative industries.
Hold on. Enough to listen to him because I want to go pick the winner who answer the best question. The question the best.
Simple. Focus on what you're about and connect with those people.
Lovely.
What you say? Go on. All right. Focus on what you love and connect with those people. You want me to repeat the question for you? Or what? All right. First thing you're going to tell us who you are and what do you do.
So I'm Danielle Walters. I'm a visual arts education student. So, I do a little bit of everything. I dabble in everything. So, I love music. I love the drama. I love dance. I love everything. So.
Yeah, man, you're creative. So your question is, what are some of the ways that effective networking can impact your business in the creative industry?
All right, being an all-rounder and also being a person who is attract a lot of energy. So being that type of person, I attract who I want to see me, basically. So using that, I can, network whatever area it is that I feel like I want to go into in the future. I already can attract those people around me. So it would be easier for me in the, near future.
All right, laws of attraction, right? They give her a round of applause. I'm going to clap or encourage them and go on. Man. Yeah, my boss, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, my name is Akeen Wallace, and I graduated Edamali in 2022 for 3D animation. So now I'm just freelancing,
Man, 3D, great. So you say the effective networking, how can that impact your in the creative industry? How that can help your branding now?
All right, so I just came about 10 o'clock, but
okay, you're late. You never hear the part. Fashionably.
I will say that one is meeting clients, getting in touch with persons in the field. I'd say two is logistics, meeting people that will help you move things around, get things done. And what would be three? I'd say three is getting opportunities, getting into that job or that, space.
Yeah, taking, full advantage of the opportunities for you. Yes, my brother.
Repeat the question. I tell them what to do with the time, you understand? Yeah. So I'm going to tell you with name, and tell me with about two words about the branding.
All right, my boss.
All right.
So go ahead, your name.
Oh, Jermaine Dunkley, second year visual communications major. I'm a multi-hyphenate creative. Whoa. That's cool, man. Easy now. 2 words about branding, collaboration, and community.
Like that, sharp. Yes, my boss. What to do? Who are you and all them things?
Morning, Jamrell. I'm Maurice Bird, popularly known as Jigs the Creator. I'm an artist, filmmaker, and branding. Easily just access to opportunities.
Easy now. So, we have say based on the answers now, make a point and based on how no say, how loud no say, we decide the winner. How we stay? What's your name again?
I'm Lenage, bro.
Lenage. That's some weak Lenage. My lady. Daniel. Yeah. All right, yeah, lead so far. What boss with him? Okeen. Community him top. No. Purple hat. It mess up the Chinese telephone. A resounding third place. My boss.
Hey, so not easy.
Right.
Not easy.
Say.
Everaldo, come here, so.
My feel say the winner is.
Come right here, so. The winner is. A nice girl. Daniel!
And you won a wooden turtle. And you will claim your prize after the program. See?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to do another round of this, but we have the time. So, go so. Give them the paper. Yeah. You go over there so with them. Yeah? You stay over. Lock off your mic, though. You lock off your mic. Guys, we want to play the game, but I cannot finish the game with where we are on time. So, Everaldo, thank you so very much. Volunteers, thank you so very
give him
much.
a round of
What
applause,
about that
thanks,
cost
sir.
me? You know, cost me next time? Yeah, I understand. All right, at this time, I'm gonna invite. Hey, me meet a India Islander yesterday. So me, I go Saint Lucia. So we're gonna invite. Alicia. Can't pronounce the second part. George, to give us the vote of thanks as we have come to the end of this wonderful Creatives Networking for Brand Success. Here, Mega St. Lucia, share me.
Thank you very much. Good day, everyone. And what an exceptional seminar this has been, and enlightening as to how we can set up our brands for success as creatives. So thank you to Simone from the beginning for setting this up. As we close, there are some integral individuals that we must express our gratitude to who have worked and helped to make this day possible. We would like to say a huge thank you to the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts and the School of Arts Management and Humanities for setting the task for this event. Thank you. Faculty, yes, you can clap, go ahead. Faculty and lecturers at the School of Arts Management and Humanities, with a special mention to Ms. Janice Gore for guiding this process. Clap her, go ahead. Organizer, of course, Ms. Simone Harrison, the visionary behind this outstanding event. The sponsors and partners in making this event possible, Dread and Dread Production, the graphics team, I am Talibi Atalia Beckford, Cine Eclectic, the sponsors, Taj Pringle, Everaldo of Joanne Kenzie Productions, for the beautiful decor, Miss Melanie Fashion, to all the departments that aided with the setup and coordination of the seminar. A special and huge thank you to our multi-talented and skilled speakers whose knowledge on creatives networking for brand success has been immensely impactful to those present. So thank you. And as I call your names, I would like you to step forward and receive a token of appreciation for attending this event. So our first up, Miss Henika Watkins Porter. Thank you. Mr. Joel Namdakam, thank you. Round of applause. Mr. Randy Mark, thank you. And Miss Anna Smith, thank you so very much. And of course, thank you to Ms. Shatal Bryan, our wonderful moderator for this event, who has an exceptional job. Thank you so much. A heartfelt gratitude. Yes, clapper, go ahead. A heartfelt gratitude to you, the patrons, for attending the Creative Networking for Brand Success Seminar, conceptualized by Miss Simone Harrison. And I hope that each of you is leaving this space even better and more informed than when you entered. Again, yes. Definitely, she deserves it. Good job, Simone. And thank you, and of course, you can contact Miss Simone Harrison on Instagram at simone.artsmgmt for all things arts and business. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so very much, my nice St. Lucian friend. I tell them I'm going to travel. But we are at the end of our wonderful seminar. Execution was lovely. Listen, sometimes we have some stumbling blocks, but we get over them because we are God's favorite, and we step up and we do what we have to do, right? People, are you ready? Yeah, to go. So people, are you ready? Oh, gosh. But we cannot stay, we're not staying. Thank you so very much. for being a part of the Creatives Networking for Brand Success. It was lovely to be your host. My name is Chantal Bryan, signing out. And we have another team that is coming in. So as quick as you can get on the outside, do your networking outside. You can meet with the speaker. If they are available to network, you can do that. Thank you so very much, Simone. Big up yourself. Big up Edna. If you don't need me, call me, 410-8756. You can find me on Instagram too, chantal.b. All right, walk good. Bye, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, guys.
Share the place as usual.